President Biden is changing his tune on immigration. The Celtics won their 18th championship, and a heat wave is sweeping much of the U.S. Hey, good morning. Thanks so much for joining me here on the Coffee Chat. I'm Shannon Curtis, a journalist, and here are 3 stories you need to know as you start your day today. Up first, President Biden is slightly changing his tune on his immigration stance. So you remember about a week or 2 weeks ago, I told you that the president had announced a new border change where he was effectively shutting down the border to asylum seekers unless we reached a maximum threshold of 1,500 border crossings or migrant encounters daily. So yeah, now today the Biden administration is offering a new pathway to citizenship for some 500 million people here in the US. Now, in order to qualify, you have to have been in the country for 10 years and you have to be married to a US citizen. At that point, and now you have to have been in the country 10 years as of yesterday, Monday the 17th. Going forward, there will be no more applications available, so you can't gain eligibility later on down the line. You have to have been eligible as of yesterday. So now what happens with all these people who are currently eligible, you can fill out a card or you fill out your application to get your permanent residency card and eventually get your green card as well. When you fill out that application for your permanent residency card, they will also allow you to qualify then for a work permit. And during that time, you cannot be deported. So this should impact, like I said, about some 500 million people across the country. It's interesting though, because it is such a turnaround from that previous policy of him kind of shutting down the border to asylum seekers. This is definitely one of those where Democrats raised a lot of noise. A lot of the core Democrats were angry about that previous mandate by the Biden administration. And it seems like this is what he's doing to try and fix that and kind of like limit some of those fears and those feelings of anger. Number 2, about 75 million people across the country are under an intense heat wave right now. This is sweeping everywhere from the Midwest. We're talking like Iowa all the way to New England. And heat indices are incredibly high, so high that Phoenix actually reached 112 degrees over the weekend. Now, this is incredibly dangerous, and especially for our vulnerable population. So experts are saying, try not to go outside between the hours of 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. That's really when the sun is the highest and it tends to be the hottest in the day. They're recommending that you stay hydrated, of course, wear loose clothing, and try and stay indoors in a cool place as much as you can. Now, if you're in an affected city with it under one of these heat warnings, if you don't know where your city's cooling centers are, reach out to me, leave a comment below, and I'll help you look them up and navigate that process. And number 3, in sports, the Boston Celtics won their 18th championship last night in Game 5 over the Dallas Mavericks in stunning fashion. They never let up off the gas from beginning to end. It was Celtics all night long. The Mavericks just could not keep up. Well, that's all for today's Coffee Chat. Thanks so much for having your cup of coffee with me this morning. As always, please like and follow if you enjoy this type of news content in your mornings as you start off your day. I'll see you back here tomorrow.